Hello, everybody. I'm here and I am sorry for being late. I have been on the road the last few days and realized I had changed all the settings on my camera and so forth. So it took me a little longer to set up than usual. So welcome, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. I'm here today to do live readings and you can ask anything you want. I will be going through and I made a chart actually, so I'm going to start keeping better track of who's had complimentary readings. These readings are complimentary and I am really happy to work with you also beyond your reading. So check out all the information below in the description box. And some of you have done that. It's been really nice to connect in person and follow through, especially if you have some particularly challenging questions. So welcome. Today is new moon in Leo. We are still, if you are in the Western astrology, in the sign of Leo, and actually in Vedic astrology too, we're on Leo. So this is a Leo day. So Leo's Leo moon signs, Leo ascendants, Leo sun signs. You may be feeling pretty strong and fiery, energetic right now, and going through your day, just be really mindful of bringing in cooling energy so you have balance throughout and you're not feeling overstimulated, you're not annoying your friends and family with your exuberance and so forth. This can always be a bit of a problem if we have too much, right? Too much fiery energy. So yeah, so just get my cards set up here. So welcome to Gaurav, hello, and Kimbobulated. And Georgia Peach, hello, welcome to you. Sunny Rivera, nice to have you here. Joshika, hello, and Elena, IT Guy Joseph, nice to have you here as well. Hello, blessings to everyone. I see Cheryl HR. That's great. So yeah, so new moon energy. So what I would encourage every single one of you to do right now is to just get a pen, get a piece of paper, close your eyes. So do those three things: paper, pen, piece of paper, close your eyes. This is a really important time to do this, okay? So this is going to help everybody today. And I'm going to pull some cards later on at the end in regards to the general moon reading because I want to get to your questions. So as we move forth in this next moon cycle, the next 28 days, what is it that you would like to bring forth? What is it you would like to manifest or to see step one completed? What is within your range of current possibilities that you could actually take action on, that you could move forward with courageously, boldly, with the strength and the support of this beautiful, sunny, strong, fiery energy? Whether that is one word or a sentence, an emotion, right? So this is a time of stepping into your purpose, doing something about it, right? This is the time to walk the talk, right? Not waiting for the universe to do it for you. So this is the Chariot. This is very much Chariot energy. Yes, you move in trust, but yes, you use your experience and you use your wisdom and you go for it and you go forth. All right, so let's see how we can weave that into your reading today. All right, so I'm going to look over here at my list from last week. And I don't believe, no, so Kimbobulated didn't get her question answered. So Kimbobulated, yes, I will answer your question. Have you posted it, Kim? There we go. So Kim is looking to career. You've been looking for a new job for a long time. And when will I finally begin a new job? Okay. So we can look to the seasons for that. We can look to the energy. We can look to, I'm actually going to use this one. This one is great for career. So Kim, take a big breath in, big breath out. And I also encourage you to reflect on the questions that I just asked you. So maybe that means throwing away your resume and redoing it in a completely new way. Putting a picture on your resume, reformatting it. Maybe that means applying to a company that you never in your wildest dreams thought you might apply for. Maybe it means applying out of state, out of country. So let's look at the energy around the new job, if it's imminent, if it's a long time off, what that new job might be. So this is for Kim. Kimbobulated about career advice. Okay. So I feel that it's not too far off. We have a couple of things going on here. So one is, I'm not sure what kind of profession, what kind of job you are applying for. And it feels like, this is a very odd thing to say, it feels like stepping into the darkness with other people. So working in support in some way, as a crisis counselor, as, I don't know, like end of life care, stepping into the darkness with other people. So it feels like the kind of career, the kind of job that would be fulfilling. Family also comes to mind. There's a lot of emotion involved in this job. So we can always go with that to mental health as well too. And so this is the energy around the job. And it may very well reflect what's going on with you. So you might be attracted to a job that is also going to help you with your healing. And it feels like this is the kind of career, the kind of job that is going to support that. And it's going to support you financially. So I don't know if this is the kind of direction that you are looking. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull a different deck because I don't have a clear answer here. And it feels like, as far as timing goes, it feels like you just need to walk the plank, be brave. Like hold the torch and and go for it. And maybe someone told you that you can't do this kind of job. You're not trained for it. It's not the right career path for you. But I think you know in your heart that it is. It definitely is. Okay, so I would step into that direction. So I'm just looking for a minor card to let me know what season we're in here. So we're kind of looking into winter. So it might take some time to put together. So I hope this, not specifically answering when, but giving you some food for thought about the kind of job might shift things up for you. Okay, so thank you. Alrighty. And I'm going to be on for more than an hour today, so everybody just be patient, and I will, my intention is to get to most of you, especially those of you that haven't had a reading for a while. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go back up. All right, Garab, if I have time, I'll come back to you. Hello, Georgia Peach. I said hello. Okay, so now we're going to go to Sunny. Sunny. And when I'm looking over this way, I'm just checking my list. How can I develop my intuition in my daily life? Is that something that can be asked here? Of course, you can ask, and you can. I talk about this frequently on this channel, and this is something that I love to work with, love to teach. I do private mentoring and coaching as well, and in this. So first of all, we need to step away from the attachment to the ego, and what that means is the mantra for the day is I trust. I trust. I step into the flow. I'm open to signs. Show me the way. This kind of language. So these are the kind of signs, messages you want to have in your journal, Post-its on your mirror, so that you can breathe and be instead of always wanting to be in charge, and knowing what's next, and writing the lists and doing that kind of thing. Any kind of solitary, quiet, meditative practice is really beautiful. I think a few weeks ago I talked about the practice of Tratak, which is candle gazing, Trataka. And we can talk about that privately if you like. So Tratak is a beautiful practice for that. Learning to be still. And I will give you one kind of little exercise right now. So the first step is to balance the right and the left side of the body. This is a yogic practice. You close your eyes, you focus on the breath in the nose, and all you do is you draw the breath up the nostrils to the eyebrow center with the inhale, and then you exhale, eyebrow center, out the nostrils. So you just focus on this inverted V shape, the breath going up and down. You keep your eyes closed. You keep the internal gaze here. So you're really focusing on bringing the breath, bringing the energy and the prana all the way up to the eyebrow center. And with the breath on both sides, you're balancing both sides of the body. So that's step one. And then step two, and you can all try this if you like. You can close your eyes and feel that you want to bring the chin down level, parallel to the floor, so the back of the neck feels open and nice and long. And a lot of people walk around all day long either with their chin up a little bit or their neck down too far, which creates kind of a funny energy in the spinal cord. So you want to feel that the spinal cord is free. Okay. And so go to the eyebrow center And then trace a horizontal line if you're upright, a horizontal line straight back into the center of your brain, about the level of the ears, and say the word to yourself, pineal gland. This is a little tiny pinecone shaped organ, if you will, point in the brain, and then trace another line from the pineal gland back to the third eye, to the eyebrow center. So what you're doing is you're tracing a line from here to here internally. And so you breathe, inhale, and you bring the breath from the third eye to the pineal gland. And then you exhale, pineal gland to the third eye. And you just trace that line back and forth and back and forth. And you just kind of sit in a very meditative, quiet environment, and you just do this. And it's very, very, it's like flossing the brain. It's going to help to slow down the mental chatter, because the initial part of this practice, the initial part of learning to be more intuitive is quieting the mind, as well as what I said earlier, being open and being receptive. So those are two things. There are no contraindications for this practice, so anybody can do it. All right. So I hope that helps. Those are a few things that people think it's just gonna happen, right? But we have to actually exercise the intuition, just like we exercise our body. So thanks for your question. So Georgia, I will get to your question. I will come back to your question, and Gaurav, I will come back to your questions, because I believe I answered a question last time. Hello, HR. So let's go to HR. And I want to write this down so I come back if there's time. So HR, just be present here and find your breath. I am concerned about my son. He seems to be directionless. What can you tell me about his future? His name is Kyle Aries and 25 years old. Oh, okay. Well, let's see what we can do for you on that. It's always hard. Being a parent is not easy. Being a parent is not easy. So bringing in the energy of Kyle, who is the son of HR. Okay, so I've been called to kind of go a little deeper. So there may be something bigger going on here. I feel like he might not be able to, there might be some things he just isn't, doesn't have the skills to share with you. He's very sad. He's grieving about something, and he hasn't been able to talk about it. And so as a parent, you can't push, but you can facilitate, and you can let Kyle know you are open to listening. And the woo-woo word is holding space. So that means all you do is listen. and you let Kyle talk, and you don't offer opinion. You just be present and let Kyle talk. And so, yeah, it feels like he's sad. He hasn't processed some trauma related to grief, and he needs to talk about it. So if he's not in counseling, if you are not talking about that kind of thing, so we've got 2 5s here, so he's going through some big stuff, and so a great deal of patience is necessary, and this is a time for him energetically to be alone. It's a time for him to retreat so that he can work through what he's working through emotionally and mentally. And so what you can do as a parent is to let him know that that's okay. That's okay if he needs to be alone right now. And encourage him to find support in his hermit experience. So the hermit experience can be, it could be through some kind of a group where he's able to share as well too, but it could also be something like providing paints for him, providing a new space for him, providing a journal for him, or just some like scribblers. I'm just thinking of ways that you can support this. So with the Dreamer 5, the key word in the Tarot of the She is hope discarded and action frustrated. So he's really, really struggling. And the best thing you can do is allow him to be in the struggle, because he needs to process it, not dance through it. And if this has been going on for a period of time, that's okay. There's no time limit for this kind of healing. And so just all you can do is just support him. All right. The Strength card is also shown up here. And this shows me that because you asked about him, and there's also a mirror in you as well too, that he does have that internal, or he has the ability to tap into that internal wisdom, that internal trust, and you as well too, to move through this. We have 2 major cards and 2 5s, right? So the major cards are the Hermit and the Sun. The Strength card in the Tarot of the She is beautiful. It's a dragon. So these are the 2 major cards. And then the Dreamer 5, which is the 5 of water, and the Warrior 5, which is the 5 of fire. So I'm just showing you these. I don't know if you read tarot. People have asked to see the cards and asked what deck I'm using. Yeah. So he's still in process. Okay. And please feel free. I mean, he's welcome to reach out to me as well privately too, and we can carry on with this. So thank you. Thank you for sharing this difficult time with everybody here. Okay, so let's just have a check here. I think so. Cheryl, I'm also going to put you on the list for later. Hello, Salo from California. So let's go here to Joshika. So I'm going to put Cheryl on the list for later. So welcome, Joshika. Does Saren love me? Does Saren love you? Okay, well, let's have a look at that. So Joshika, just put your hands on your heart, or one on your belly and one on your heart. Close your eyes, take a breath, and give yourself a moment to feel, to bring in the energy of Saran. There's a block in the throat. She may be, she, he, I'm not sure the gender orientation. They may be unable to express this. I feel very choked up right now. So just know that, because sometimes my energetic, what I pick up energetically is the most important information that you need to know. Okay. Does Saran love Joshua? Oh my goodness. This feels like okay. So there's two sides to this coin. One is that the passion could be confusing. The passion could be mistaken for just sex, just that flush of energy. I don't know how old you are, so just be mindful that this is a very I've also got the Page of Cups here, so this is a real kind of puppy love kind of situation. This is the beginning, the unfolding of a relationship. And so there is, what do I want to say? The feelings are not entirely clear. The feelings are not entirely clear. And yeah, it feels really hot and heated. So the beginnings of the feelings are there. Whether it's actually true love or not, I don't think is clear at this time. So what you might want to do, so I said earlier about, because we're in this really heat energetically in the universe, it's a really hot, fiery kind of season, is to bring in the cooling energy, bring in the water energy. So you want to bring in poetry. You want to go down to the beach for a walk. You want to do things that are not physical and hot and sweaty. That kind of advice. So you want to balance the passion with the coolness. Okay, so with the romantic side as well as the heat side. So I would say it's developing, but right now it's not clear if it's, like true love. All right. I was looking at cards from the Lily White Tarot for you, just in case we have to go back, if we had time. So when you do a paid reading with me, I do photograph the cards and send them to you as well too. And we can offer more comments. Alrighty. Okay. He. Sonal, hello. All right, so let me just go down the list here. And so we'll go to Sonal. Who is coming toward me with a commitment in life? Okay, I'm just looking at Joshua's comment. He is 33. Oh, you're 33 and he is 41. Okay. Okay. I would be cautious. I would be cautious with this relationship. So just saying that. Okay, moving on to Sonal. Who is coming towards me with a commitment in love life? Who? Tall, dark, short. Okay. All right, Sonal. Let's see if we can get an answer for you here. Who? Actually, let's go here. Who? Sonal, have you heard me say this before? Write a letter. And Joshika, you can do this as well too if you're still here. So this exercise is so beautiful, and this is a perfect time to do it, being in the new moon energy. So you write a letter, dear my beloved. These are the qualities that I value in a relationship. I would like you to make breakfast every Sunday morning. I love it when there's lots of flowers and plants in the house. I want to feel financially supported. Like anything that is important to you in a relationship, I want my partner to be just a little bit taller than me, and I don't know, cuddly. Like whatever you want in your relationship, you need to write. You don't need to. This is a suggestion. So you get in your mind, your heart, you let the universe know very specifically what kind of a relationship you want to be in. So it can really help for you as well as that. So you write, dear beloved, and then at the end you write thank you. And then there's a part 2 to that. So maybe if you actually do it, then ask me next week or in 2 weeks, whenever you come back on again, and just put your question in Sadhana, what is part 2? Because this is a really good exercise. Okay. So this is for Sonal. Who is coming towards Sonal? Wow. Somebody from your past, somebody from your childhood, a gentle soul, somebody younger than you, somebody who's quiet, somebody who will make your life feel, somebody who is the black to your white, somebody who is the salt to your pepper, that kind of thing. Somebody who really brings the balance into your life. Yeah, and I would say this is somebody that you already know, somebody from your past. Okay. So I'm going to show you the cards and tell you, well, the nostalgia. So this nostalgia comes in through the 6 of Cups. The youthful energy comes in through the Page of Cups. Somebody perhaps younger than you. The bringing balance into your life comes from the Balance card. And the Hermit is telling me that this is also somebody who is not outgoing, right? Not gregarious. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, let's put these away. Thanks for your question. And I hope you like that exercise, because it's a really good exercise. And of course, this message is for everybody that is here. Yeah, it is a kind of a manifestation, but it's also it's a letter to God, really. It's a letter to the universe to make this clear, abundantly clear what it is and how you would like this to be. Joshka, you're very, very welcome. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go back up and see if JK had a reading last time. JK did have a reading last time, so I'll put JK on the list later as well, too. Ida Etemad. So Ida has a similar question. So Ida, I hope that you heard what I said about the letter, because that's a really beautiful exercise, you know, for you as well too, and for everybody else who's thinking about that. I love that, and you can do that for anything, right? You can do that for love. You can do that for your job, and the best way to, it's like write pages and pages and pages. And if you do it in your own hand rather than on your computer, it also has some more potency to it. So you might want to try that. I forgot to mention this deck and the shuffling deck. I love shuffling this deck. It's a nice cardstock quality, the Slow Tarot. Okay. Ida. Who is coming towards Ida? Wow. Oh, Ida. It looks like what's coming towards you is a great deal of passion, like a very affectionate, fiery kind of relationship. I have two major cards here, so it feels like this is going to be a significant relationship. And at the same time, it also feels like that you're going to have to what I want to say. So I've got the High Priestess card here. So it feels like you're going to have to make a decision whether or not you can sustain this kind of relationship, because it will be very intense. So yeah. So 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands. It's going to feel really playful, and but you have to have the stamina to be in that kind of relationship. And it might be fun for a little while, but it might not be long lasting. So, you know, be careful what you ask for is all I can say, right? So if you're saying that you're looking for a passionate relationship, make sure that you bring in the balance to that, and you're asking for all aspects that you're looking for, right? Because we all want to be held and to be loved and all of that, but we need the other as well too. So that's what the cards had for you today. All right, Ida. All right, Leveling. You haven't been here before. Will M come back to me soon? All right. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go with Leveling. Will M. Okay, I'm kind of liking this deck. All right, Leveling above the rest. I'm going to take a sip of water. How many people are watching now? Just 12? Okay. If I don't respond to something you typed in the chat, it's because I've paused the chat, and I'll see it later or in a few minutes after the next reading. All right, so Leveling's question is, will M come back to me soon? It's a yes or no question. Will M come back to me soon? Looks like M is kind of messed up, like going through some stuff, like internal things. Well, you asked yes or no, so I'm going to get my pendulum. Where's my basket? Sorry, I didn't put a pendulum on. Oh, here we go. 1 second. I'm just going to grab the pendulum. It looks like M is doing some self-reflection, and has got a lot going on emotionally. 7 of Cups, Page of Cups, Judgment card, King of Swords. So M might be very hard on himself. This could also be a reflection of you. Okay, so Leveling is asking, will M come back to will M come back to Leveling soon? Will M come back to Leveling soon? I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of what the cards are saying. The cards are saying that M is going through some stuff. And so the best thing that you can do as a friend, as a lover, is to allow M to work through what it is they're working through. And there are no cards indicating that this is going to move quickly. It looks kind of overwhelming for M. So be compassionate and give M as much space as M needs at this time. Thanks. Alrighty. All right, Joseph, what do you need to know now? All right. Hello. Okay. So when it's your turn, just be present, stop what you're doing, and focus on the reading. I'm going jaw more than anything else. Jaw. Exercise your jaw. Sometimes it can be as simple as go to the dentist, get your teeth cleaned. On an energetic level, it has to do with speaking up, sharing. Telling someone that you love them. here's something else totally random. Sometimes I get this pain in my jaw when I do mantra. And it's almost like Spirit is telling me to rest my mouth, to rest my jaw, and to just internalize the mantra. So maybe that message is for you. Maybe you need to take some time to be alone and to process what this is. But it feels like you're on the verge of being ready to share something. Does that feel good? Feels like breaking free is what it feels like. Maybe it's time to pack up and go. Yeah, definitely a sense of playfulness. The Five of Wands in this deck is very playful. It's like kids, like a stick fight. It's, oh, wow. So what I'm seeing here is more combativeness. So is it time to break free of the tension, break free of the combativeness? So when I pulled over the next card, and the typical meaning for that Two of Swords has nothing to do with the arguing and the combativeness, but it looks like the Fool is venturing away from a pretty tense situation. So it's really important to listen to your heart at this time. And I was feeling like the back of the heart space. Yeah, that's your message for today. So thanks, Joseph. You have a decision to make. You definitely have a decision to make. Okay. Alrighty. Dion. Okay. Dion, moving forward with your relationship with Brandon. Okay, I'm just gonna take a sip of water here. I'm just gonna pull a card. Dion, I'm gonna come back to your question. I'm just gonna take a short break. I'm gonna pull a card for everyone. This is from a call Pritam's deck. Let go. Little mini oracle deck. So this message is for everyone on this 18th day of August 2020 in the new moon in Leo. I'm going to pull out Moon Card Leader too for all of you. Okay. Looks like we're wearing a similar dress. So this is your message. A river of love flows through you when you let go. A river of love flows through you when you let go. And what I'm seeing in this card is a very youthful mindset. You know, sometimes these expectations, these lives that we create for ourselves are such a beautiful, beautiful card. Are like we pack on so much stuff. And so this feels like a real youthful kind of mindset. A river of love flows through you when you let go. You know, and that is about you know, even physically watching the hands, watching your hands, watch the clinging, watch the holding, watch the sitting like this, the standing like this, like open your heart, let go, release an object, give something away, donate something today, something you never thought you could let go of. Okay, so Dion and Brandon. This message is for Dion, moving forward in her relationship with Brandon. Wow. It feels balanced for sure. It feels like the relationship is so I have here the Knight of Pentacles, which is a real grounding energy. It's a very it's the kind of relationship that will be with you for a while, for a long time. I also have the Knight of Fire here, which is the kind of passionate relationship, full of affection and love and sex. And it can also be very, very stimulating. It's also the kind of person that doesn't stick around for a long time. But this card is presenting simultaneously with the Knight of Pentacles, which kind of balances the energy. So that's why I'm saying it feels really balanced. I've also got the Queen of Air here. So that energy brings in, you know, wisdom and experience. And I have the Hanged Man. So the advice here is to make sure that you each give yourself space. And this might not be a traditional relationship. It might be that you need to respect each other's differences or patterns or lifestyles. It feels like the space that you create for each other is really important. And that when you do come together, it's really beautiful, but there's like, yeah, the Hanged Man is also the opportunity to see the relationship in a different way. Two Knights, the relationship is definitely moving forward, right? There's no cards here. There's no signs of the relationship coming to a halt. So yeah, it feels balanced. It feels in progress. So I hope some of the things I have said are food for thought. Okay. Thanks, Dion. I love that. This is the Queen of Air in this deck. She's so wise and so comfortable in her wisdom. And whether that energy comes from him or from you, it's lovely energy. And it balances the other two energies beautifully, right? So you had one air, one fire, one earth, and then that Hanged Man card. So yeah, give space. give space so you can each grow individually as well as a couple. Okay. Sometimes it just gets very jumpy around here, so let me just go on. Alrighty, Vicky. Hello, Vicky. I love it when you guys interact with each other. It's so nice to see you supporting each other and responding to each other's concerns. Alrighty, so Vicky and then Saulo. I'm just gonna check the list. I know Saulo. Okay, good. Okay, so Vicky and then Saulo. How might I work through the crushing grief of the loss of my daughter? Oh, Vicky, I'm so sorry. Okay. So one piece of advice is to find a grief group. So I have done training as a end of life support person. So as part of that, we did a little bit of grief training. I'm not a grief counselor, but the grief group where I live locally, I hear so many wonderful things about it. So don't discount that option there, because we're in the COVID-19 situation right now. These kind of groups might not be meeting, but they might be meeting remotely via Zoom or something. So I definitely would explore that, because it surprisingly can be very helpful, and you might also be able to connect with other parents who have lost children, and there can be support in a shared experience. So that's one thing. As far as energetically, how can you move through this? One, it's really important to be in your emotion, to be in your experience, to communicate with her. She wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you. Hummingbird just flew by the window. So when you go to sleep at night, set yourself up so create a dialogue around, have a journal by the side of your bed and write down her name on the journal and ask her, let her know that you would like to visit with her. And then also ask that you remember your conversations when you wake up, because she is very close to you, and it feels like that she is there with you during this time. So know that you're not alone, and she wants to protect you and be with you. She wants you to share your feelings, your opportunities with, sorry, why am I saying opportunities? She wants you to share she wants you to talk about this. She doesn't want you to be alone. She wants you to talk about how you're feeling. She wants to talk about what you went through. And I saw you almost like standing on a stage, sharing your experience. And that might be a long way in the future. There's something that you will profoundly learn through, perhaps through a grief group, that you will be able to make your own and share with other people. I don't know if the name starting with H-A means anything to you. H-A, ha. I don't know what name. Ha, it starts with ha. Okay. I'm going to pull out just a couple cards. A message from your daughter to you. Find the joy. So can you go to the beach? Can you go to the riverside, the lakeside, and create a circle of stones, create a circle of rocks, and be there with her and be near the water with her? I think moving through some of the grief, it'll help if you actually go to the water, ideally the salt water, ideally the ocean. Sometimes, if you can't get to the ocean, get to the river. So get to the water, and she will meet you at the water. All right. I hope that's of some help to you today. Thank you, Vicki. Okay. Saulo. Saulo, where is your question, Saulo? You're welcome, IT guy. I'm looking for Saulo's question. Saulo, can you please repost your question and I will answer your question. You're welcome, Vicki. Okay. You're welcome, Dion. Okay. So, Saulo, I don't really see, you need to repost your question, okay? And I will come back to you. So, Kruthika K, is R my soulmate? Is R my soulmate? Okay. Kruthika. Is R my soulmate? So, Kruthika, please be present. Is R Kruthika's soulmate? Okay. I'm going to go to the pendulum. These are really challenging cards. Is our Kritika's soulmate? No. It's a very different kind of relationship. It feels is our Kritika soulmate. What is the nature of this relationship, please? What is the nature of this relationship? It doesn't. I don't think so. I don't think so. I pulled an oracle card for clarification. It may be time for you to move in a new direction. The oracle card feels like moving from kind of this barren landscape to a breath of fresh air. And these 4 cards that I'm looking at are all really, they're not super challenging cards, but they're all very dark. There's not much light in them. And there's no cup cards. So there's no emotion. So yeah, and the pendulum was not moving in the direction that I would expect it to if you were looking for a yes question. So yeah. So that's my answer for today. Thanks for reaching out. All right, so Salo. Okay. All right, Salo. My godmother has been, I'm just going to make a note because I'm going to scroll back up. So after Salo is New Life. Okay, after Salo is New Life. Okay, my godmother has been feeling ill today for some reason and was wondering, what can you pick up? Or in other words, what is causing her to feel that way? Okay, Salo. You guys are asking really hard questions today. Salo, connecting with Salo and her godmother. Salo and his godmother. Sorry, I don't know if Salo is a guy or a girl. The godmother of Salo. What is the energy of the godmother of Salo? What is around? What is the energy of the godmother of Salo? What is the energy of the godmother of Salo? Do we have permission to reach into the energy of Salo's godmother? If it is in Salo's highest interest, what is the energy? What can you share with us about the godmother? Wow. Are you able to communicate with your godmother? Are you able to Are you, yeah, so I just want to see if you can talk to me here. So we just say your godmother's been feeling ill today for some reason and was wondering. So what came to mind was that she's reflecting on her childhood, or perhaps a missed, like, I don't know how old your grandmother is. Like, she's reflecting on something from her past. She's reflecting on a missed opportunity. And so is there some sadness around a granddaughter, a grandchild? It feels like she's taking stock of her life. The Ace of Wands is also sitting here. Is she sad that somebody didn't move forward with something? So her illness is related to perhaps some deep family trauma that is moving through her. Did she lose a child? Did somebody in your family lose a child? There's something about this. There's something about the energy of that. So if you want to go physically into the body, this might have to do with her pelvic area, with her female reproductive organs. So if she hasn't had a scan of that part of the body, it might have something to do with that. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm just kind of moving through the energy of this question. So I hope you can glean something from this information. Thanks. Okay. Thanks for the super chat, TZ. I'm just going to go back up to, I said one person I was going to do. I'm going to do Amulife, and then I'll go down to TZ. Hello. Okay. What S think of me currently? All right, Amulife. So if you have listened to my channel before, one of the things that I I say over and over again is that it's all of the relationships that we are in, that we move through, are a mirror. They are a reflection of us. And so people come in and out of our lives to show us what we need to see, what we need to feel, what we need to move through. Sometimes they stay for a week. Sometimes they stay for a lifetime. And when you're asking a question, does someone love me? The first question I want you to ask yourself is, do you love you? Do you truly love you? And do you move in a way that shows that you love you? And if you love you, then everyone else will love you too. And this is a really important, it's a huge part in understanding the big picture. Okay, so this is for Amulife. And Amulife is asking about S. And S, what is going on with S? And the energy around S and S's impression of the relationship. This is the first kind of reading we've had today that's been abundantly clear about love. And so I would say that the energy is full of love and possibility and potential for a long-term relationship, including marriage. 2, you have the Ace of Cups, and 2 major cards. So it feels extremely significant, both the Lover's card and the Hierophant. And the Hierophant here is the energy that I would be leaning to say, because it can reflect actually like a minister or someone who would offer a service. So thanks. All right, I'm going to scroll down to TZ. The future of your connection with Nelson. You are both Pisces, and do you see us getting into a committed relationship that results in marriage in the distant future? Okay. Alrighty. Amulya. Thank you for correcting me. Amulya. Looks like Elena has a very big question. All right, so the future of TZ's relationship with Nelson. You are both Pisces. Oh, that's a lot. I hope you have different moon signs and different ascending signs. Okay. It's a lot of water, right? A lot of water. This reading is for TZ. It feels like the kind of It feels like the kind of relationship where you're going to stir up each other's stuff a lot. It feels like if you have the tenacity, if you have the strength to be each other's mirrors, to something like I was saying earlier, like if you feel like you can support each other hand in hand as you each work through your emotional baggage, that is the nature of this relationship, that you are there to support each other, and there will be ups and there will be downs, but it feels like a path of like a deeply supportive path. There's not cards here of like the kind of cards you would expect for a couple or for marriage. It feels like the energy of this relationship is what I just said. So, I mean, I can pull one more card. Yeah, it's very, very emotional kind of relationship. And the reason you are together is to help each other with your, I mean, for lack of a better word, your darkness, with your shadows. That might not be what you wanted to hear, but that's what your message was today. So thanks, TZ. Oh, TZ says, you are strong enough, but you have little faith on him in terms of romance. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a romantic relationship. It feels like an exhausting relationship unless you, yeah, you're able to support each other in that way long term, right? It feels more like a counselor kind of relationship, or like a parent and a child kind of relationship, where the mother is there because the mother is the mother, and the mother's never going to go away and always be there and support. The cards do not reflect a particularly easy, loving, romantic kind of relationship. So I'm scrolling back up. And I'm going to go to Gaurav. Okay. Actually, Georgia Peach. Oh, okay. I'm going to go to Gaurav and then Georgia Peach. So Gaurav, to whom will choose in future between me and third party? So you're in a love triangle, are you? Okay. All right. So I guess I'll do an A and B kind of reading. So the question is will Shilpi, and I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing these names correctly, choose Gaurav, or will Shilpi choose the other person? Okay, so the first card is Gaurav, the second card is for the other person. Gaurav, other person. Okay. The other person. It looks like the other person. The cards around you are all really, really challenging. The cards around the other person are look like a potential long-term relationship. So as far as the cards around you, so around you, I have the Ten of Wands, which is the end of the suit. It's exhausting. It's burnout, too much fire. And the Five of Cups, which is about letting go. And it's about letting go. And the Eight of Swords is just being, too much in the head, too much mental chatter. So yeah, I would say Shilpi is going to choose the other. Sorry. It can be hard. It can be really hard when it's time, when unrequited love. Okay. Alrighty. So Georgia, can you just Georgia Peach, can you just let me know if you're still here? All right. So I'm gonna scroll back up. Maybe I can see Georgia's. Georgia wants to know, will I be able to reduce my mortgage payment? I'm having a hard time with bills. So financial reading. So in this kind of a question, we're looking for cards that reflect security, financial abundance, that kind of thing. A shift, a change. Something like that. Okay. After I answer George's question, then I'm going to scroll back down to kind of where I was in the middle before. So hopefully I will. I've already been on an hour and a half. So I'll probably do 2 or 3 more. Georgia. Will Georgia be able to reduce her mortgage payment? She's having trouble with bills right now. So I pulled 4 cards, and the 4th card is the 3 of Wands. So I just want you to look at the artwork and the light in the distance. And to kind of embed this image in your mind. And what is in the foreground, those irises, is also beautiful. This is the 3 of Wands. It's not the 4 of Wands. It doesn't have that stability. There are no cards here of what I was saying, the kind of cards you would want in this kind of reading. But what there is here in these cards is like, it feels like you need to be in the cold right now. This experience of being financially strapped is happening to you for a reason. It's not just about the money. So it's about shifting your perception in some way. And it feels temporary. It doesn't feel permanent. There's no major cards here. So my advice, my interpretation of what's sort of come up here is to be a little more reflective of what's going on. And I know that's hard when we're in this kind of fight or flight situation. To do some journaling, to step back, to ask God, Spirit, Universe, what is this really about? To take some time alone to reflect on what it is that you're going through right now. Have you figured out what the lesson is? What is the goodness in this experience? And it feels like if you can just kind of move through that, then that ray of light is there. So the answer to your question is, was there a soon in there? It feels like no, because you haven't learned the lesson or you haven't processed what's going on. So yeah, so be in your, be in your cave right now. Give yourself space, give yourself time to, I've said everything I need to say. So I hope you can just kind of reflect on these words and sit with these words for a few days, and then they might mean something more to you, okay, over time. But it was really nice to have the fourth card, to have that glimmer of hope. But the most important thing here is that there's no major cards in this reading. So it's not a long-term situation. Thanks. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm just scrolling. I'm gonna all right, let's go to Elena. So I'm going to do Elena and then one more person today, okay? And then we'll just have a little bit of a chat. It might be a weird question, but what I ask myself most lately is, where will my soul find home? I feel sad and emotionally lonely lately. Okay. Emotionally lonely. Alrighty. And it's not a weird question. It's not a weird question at all. It's good to have these deep, reflective kind of questions. Where will my soul find home? Where will my soul find home? All right, so Elena wants to know, where will her soul find home? Where will Elena's soul find home? Sorry for the long pause. In creating something, in making something with your own two hands, in building something, you already have the resources to do this. You need to trust that you can do this. And just like Georgia was asking about her mortgage, it feels like this is, you're right on the verge. You're right on the verge of moving through. You had that same, so this is the same card that Georgia had. It's in a different deck. It's like you're like walking through that portal is right there for you. The key word in this deck is alignment. And so, yeah, this is a really interesting question and an interesting reading. So use your hands, make something. Pies? Why? I'm just thinking about pies. Maybe, are you a baker? There's something really, you're really good at something and you haven't used that resource. So that's where your soul will find home. Soul food. I hope that helps. Alrighty. So you're all very, very welcome. All right, let's end with Gypsy Jade today. Oh, that's a hard question. Okay, Gypsy Jade, are you still here? I need to know if you're here because I want to make sure that the last person I'm reading for is here. So I just need to know if Gypsy Jade is here. And I'm going to scroll right on down to the end. You're welcome, Elena. Oh, you crochet. That's cool. All right. I'm just going to wait for a second and see if Gypsy Jade is here. Oh, Villain Marie is a crocheter too. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, oh, TZ, you're very, very welcome. Your partner is a Taurus ascendant. Ah, well, that's good. All right, so is Gypsy Jade still here? It looks like Gypsy Jade isn't here. So I'm just going to randomly scroll through and pick one last person to read a question for. Somebody who's never asked a question. Yeah. So I really want to, there was somebody who asked about the full moon. I'm going to go to Penelope because I love talking about moon energy, and then I'm going to pull a card for the new moon. So Penelope's asking over the next 2 weeks. So today we are at the new moon in Leo, and we'll move toward the full moon in about 2 weeks. And so at the very beginning, and I encourage you all to scroll back, I asked you today to like really make this month count. There's so much energy around us right now that will help support your dreams and your intentions. So to write them down and to make them real and feel your dreams in your hands, it does help. It does help a lot. All right, so Penelope, I wanted to ask what's coming up for the full moon. Okay. Yeah, these cards are, it's hard to shuffle the whole pack. All right. What is coming up over the next couple of weeks? What's the energy around surrounding Penelope? Penelope Daisy. Penelope Daisy. Penelope Daisy, where are you from? Penelope Daisy. Energy around Penelope Daisy. Next 2 weeks coming up for the full moon. Oh. So if there's a new opportunity, it's time. Yeah, this is entirely about moving in a new direction, and it may be really overwhelming because do you have more than one option? I'm thinking. So it feels like, wow. Penelope Daisy, I also have the World card here. So I have the Fool and I have the World and I have the Warrior Prince. And the Warrior Prince is really calling you into action. So you asked specifically about the energy around the full moon. So by the time you get to the full moon, this might just feel like, did I do the right thing? Making this choice, stepping forward, shifting, moving in this new way. And it's going to feel like often the lunar energy around the full moon feels so overwhelming. But I really feel that this is part of the process. You've got the Alpha and the Omega here. So be on this journey because it really feels like this is the full cycle for you. And maybe this next turn of the wheel is going to be really quick, actually. How often in a reading do you get the Fool and the World card together? So just kind of reflect on this. I'm going to show you the cards in the order that they came up because sometimes you will see something in an image that I'm not seeing. Yeah, and make sure you write down the question because the question was specifically about the full moon. So maybe the opportunity that is presented is what will feel overwhelming. So, yeah. So I showed you the Fool card. The Gift of Spirit is the Warrior Prince, which is the Knight of Fire. And then the Dancer 7 says Illusions Depths, which is often the energy we have around the full moon, like that overwhelming, watery energy. And then, and then the fourth card was the World card. So I feel like this lunar cycle is going to be really big for you. Really big. So brace yourself. Brace yourself. All right, so I'm going to end today with a message for everybody, and then I will be signing off. So I'm just going to take that off. And I'll take off the banner. Okay. So thank you all very much for being here today. And the 16 of you that are still here, take a breath. Yeah, take a big breath. So what I want to ask is, in the manifesting, in the intention, in the stepping forward in this lunar cycle, what or how can I make this most effective? What's the most important thing I need to know about this period of action where I need to be doing rather than sitting back? So yeah, what is it I really need to know about this, especially this next week ahead, in truly making this lunar cycle count? Whoa. Okay. Dance, sing, dance, sing, draw, paint, play, write poetry, connect with people, touch people's hearts. You know that expression, pay it forward? You know, reach out and touch someone. Connect with someone you haven't connected with for a long time. Yeah, and dance. Like, move your body. Feel the connection of your physical body to this space, to this earth. So feel free. Express yourself. Express yourself in any and every way that feels right for you. Like, find the joy in that, in the expression. Be joyful. Move joyfully. That is your message for today, for everybody. So, Dancer Princess, Maker Prince, Dancer 2. Any final comments before I say goodbye? You're welcome, Villain Mary. You're welcome, Nonsiba Dube. So yeah, so it's been great to have you all here today, and I will be back next week, and I look forward to seeing you then. Stay well. Namaste.